Good afternoon. So this is part 2 of my video from yesterday about how to know when somebody is running game on you. Let me sit up a little bit. So this is part 2 of game, recognize game, knowing how to recognize when they are running game. Okay, so my first point on the previous video, if you watched it, was that their words don't match up with their actions. Okay, so they say one thing, do another. All right, so the last few points are going to be covered in this video. Make sure you like and subscribe. Okay, so point number 2, you know that they playing games if their communication with you is not consistent and persistent. Okay, and this goes for male and female. We're not, going to either side right now. I know a lot of my other videos have been like, don't do this with a man, whatever, don't be with a man, whatever. This is male or female. So point number 2, they're not consistent and persistent. I use those two words kind of interchangeably because they go hand in hand. If I'm consistent with you, that means I have a level of persistence towards you. If I'm running towards this goal, I have to keep running until I get to that goal. I have to persist. I have to consistently be at this Mach speed to get to my goal. I'm going to persist in doing so until I reach that. Okay, so let's say their actions do match up with their words. However, it's not consistent. Let's say they, for example, tell you, I want to go out on a date, and y'all go. But maybe that only happens every now and again. They actions did match up with their words, but how often is that happening? How often are they giving you some sort of words, giving you some sort of something to go on, and it actually happens or transpires? So, and a lot of times people will argue this, well, I said I was going to do this and I did it. But how often did it happen? If they only, if they saying, oh, I'm going to take you out, are we going to do this or we're going to do that? Or I'm going to call you, we're going to have a conversation about this or that. Okay, great. And they do it, but it's only at a certain time of night. You never hear from this person in the daytime. You never hear from this person even though these is during hours or times that you know that they're not working or otherwise busy or something like that, based on conversations or understandings that you've established with them. They playing games. It's something else that's happening. The something else could be another person. It could be several other people. If you're telling you that y'all are exclusive, because if you dating, you dating. You're all free to deal with and date other people, absolutely. But if this person has told you that they're exclusive, they want your exclusivity, and you're not consistently hearing from them, you're not consistently seeing action from them, even though when they do tell you they're going to do it, they do it, but it's few and far between, it's some game going on. All right, so that's point number 2, consistency and persistence. The third point is that everything is a joke. Everything is light. If every single thing that y'all talk about, discuss, deal with, or whatever has no piece of anything serious or no heaviness, no nothing to it, it's probably a game. And you could just be dealing with an immature person, but once you know, past your 20s, mid to late 20s, 30s, most people that listen to me, according to the statistics on here, are people that are in their late 30s and 40s. So by that age, come on. A lot of stuff that you talk about and discuss is not always going to be hee hee ha ha joking, okay? So if everything that y'all talk about is a joke, or you say something to them that's supposed to be along a serious line and they spin it into a joke, they laugh about it, or they're just not serious, it's a game. It's game going on. They're not serious about you, okay? The conversation is always going to be a jokey joke, or it's going to be rooted in sarcasm. It's just not serious. You know, it's cool to have a good sense of humor. Absolutely. They're like when you're talking to your friends. I know when I'm talking to my homegirls or my cousin or anybody that's close and dear to me, we crack jokes all the time, of course. But there's going to be at some points in our conversation that we talk about things that are serious, that we're discussing things that's of seriousness is happening in our lives. Maybe it's something regarding finances, something regarding a family situation, grieving, um, you know, something that we cover in therapy, something that we getting through, um, anything, something that is not a joke is going to be discussed at some point if a person is serious about you. Even just them talking about them being serious about you, that conversation is going to happen if they serious and if they're not playing games. If they playing games, y'all never gonna get there. Everything's gonna be a joke. You never gonna know like how they really feel because they're never going to get there. The conversation is never going to ascend to that. It's always going to be at a low level. It's always going to be some surface stuff discussed. So that's the third one. The fourth way to know somebody's running game on you is if everything is hypersexual. Now, I'm not going to go into what I like or whatever. That ain't y'all business, okay? Let's just say I'm experienced in the areas where I need to be experienced, okay? So, of course, if I'm dealing with someone, dating someone, or in a relationship with someone, and we've gotten to the point where that's happening, it's going to be what it's going to be. It's going to be great. It's going to be, all those things. And that conversation is going to happen at some point. Talking about sex is going to happen at some point, of course. You're going to discuss, preferences and likes and dislikes and, kinks and just everything overall. Yes, we're adults. That's going to happen. But if every time you talk to them, that's all they got to talk about, they're not asking nothing deeper than that about you, there's no delving or deep diving into you and your psyche and you as a person, and then really like having a desire to know you, because you this body, this vessel that does all the things, that's just one part of you. That's the outside, you know that's not really fully who you are. And if they're not trying to get to know anything past that, they ain't ask no questions about, they ain't gotta be like your therapist where they asking you, well, how was your childhood here and did you go through this here? No, but there should be a lot more to your conversations than sex. They should be able to be around you without it always turning sexual. can they come around and spend 1, 2, 3 hours with you, whether it's on a date or in your home or something like that, without something sexual happening? Can they be around you and just talk and have a conversation about normal stuff without it turning sexual, without them trying to touch you, kiss you, whatever? Can you talk about something that goes beyond some surface stuff without them cutting you off to go into something sexual? Or do they like you say something that is non-sexual and they always bring it back around to something sexual? That's when you know they're playing games. Okay? So remember, the first one was their actions don't match up with their words. Second one is they are not consistent or persistent. Third one, they are, what was it? They are never serious. Everything is a joke. Okay? And the fourth one is everything is overtly hypersexual. Remember those as you're dating, and you will definitely be able to weed out the trash, okay, and separate the mice from the men, or the trashy from the classy, baby. It will definitely help. You have to recognize these things in people, because sometimes we'll be like, well, I like them, and oh, they're funny, they're cool, blah blah blah, and we'll take these different little nuances about people and magnify them and make the person more important to us than we even are to them, because at the end of the day, they're playing the game. Most of the time, if a person is not, if their actions not matching up with their words, that's because they trying to protect somebody else's feelings. They told you they gonna do blah and it didn't happen. They was trying to protect somebody else's feelings. They told you that we was gonna, especially if they stand you up or some shit like that. Oh, we supposed to go to the movies at such time. I'll meet you at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock come, 7:15, 7:30 come, 8 o'clock come. They never show up. You call them, they ain't say nothing. They was somewhere else for the other person. For somebody, you didn't matter enough for them to be there for you. Okay? If they're not consistent, and you're only talking to them during certain times, they only hang out with you at night, whatever. They probably are dealing with you only in times that coincide with that other person or other people work schedule. I only got so much time, so this how much time I'm gonna give to you. You Tuesday to them. You thinking that's bad. You thinking that's no. You Tuesday. You are 9 o'clock on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. You are the morning bae. You are what? Well, we went out in the daytime. Yeah, but that partner that they really is with, or their wife or their husband, is at work during these times, and they not. So that's why y'all better pay attention. Okay, the joking. Why would they invest themselves and be serious with you and invest anything further than the surface part of themselves and share that with you if they already sharing it with somebody else? They already being serious with somebody else. They already doing the deep things with someone else, or they not trying to do it at all. Okay. Why would they go beyond being, just sexual with you when they already are invested somewhere else? Okay. So again, if a person is playing games or any of that, a lot of times it's one of them four things. Usually 9 times out of 10, it's one of them four things. And make sure that when you are dealing with people, to make sure that you don't get sucked in or even have to deal with any of these types of games. Lay out from the beginning what your goal is and what you want. Set your standards and your boundaries for how you gonna deal with this person. All right, a person cannot be inconsistent with you if you let them know that that's something you're not gonna tolerate. Like if you're not gonna be able to, you know, stand on your word. The first time that they don't keep their word, you ought to be, should be nothing to talk about. Make that shit clear from jump. Okay, if they not consistent, you know, or they're not persistent with you. Okay, I talked to you today, but I ain't talked to you in days. Next time they call, you should be, new phone, who this? Oh, I thought you was dead. Okay, like it shouldn't be no, oh, I'm so happy to hear from you. I just, please, cut it out. It's 2023. Everybody got a phone. Everybody can text. Everybody can communicate. If they wanted to communicate, baby, they would. Okay. All right. If everything a joke, they ain't taking you serious. That's up to you to move around, or are you going to still accept that? Okay. And you can't make a person talk on the same plane as you. You can't. Pick people who, you know, are at your level of intellect where you can have certain conversations. Sometimes people just, everything they say is a joke is because they're immature. They're not there. They're not where you at. So evaluate those things early on so that you're not getting played with or feel like you're getting played with. And then, of course, the sexual part. Have boundaries when it comes to that. It's okay to tell a person, I don't want to talk about that. Or, okay, we already talked about that. Or let's talk about something else. Or it's okay to change the subject. If you change the subject, like if you willfully change the subject and like literally go on and start talking about something else and they bring it right back to that, you know what it is. Problem is we still be sitting there talking because the ass is needy. You need to talk to them. Well, you know, I'm just, no. Especially if it's making you uncomfortable or anything like that. End it. Hang up. The end button works. Okay? But this has been free game. 4 things for you to know if a person is running game. Game recognized game. All right. If you've never done any of these types of things, maybe you know you just, well, I didn't know people do that. I did it before. All right. So that's how I know. Okay. And then I've seen it occur with myself and others over time, especially, you know, growing up and things like that. You just learn these things. Okay. But I'm here so that you don't have to learn things the hard way. This free game. Make sure you like and subscribe. Y'all have a wonderful, beautiful, blessed day. I'm going to get back to studying. Toodles. Bye.